So hey everybody, welcome to ARE Live. I'm Marc Teer, the founder of Black Spectacles. And today I'm with Mike Newman and some special guests who are going to share their stories about how they passed the ARE. But before we get started, if you would like to attend our next ARE Live broadcast, where we will feature a review of our building systems mock exam, you can visit blackspectacles.com/podcast to register. And during the broadcast, you'll have a chance to ask questions about your answers among the group and also to Mike directly. And if you haven't already checked out our AIA ARE prep curriculum, where we have over 40 hours of video tutorials covering all 7 sections of the ARE, head over to blackspectacles.com to watch any of the free sample tutorials from the course. And make sure to stick around until the end of today's episode when we'll share a special promo code for those tutorials. So, as you know, as I mentioned, I'm Marc Teer, the founder of Black Spectacles. I'm a licensed architect myself. I'm actually past the ARE when it was ARE 3.1, when it was when it was 9 exams. Mike Newman, who's sitting right next to me, was licensed in 1752 when they used pencil and paper to administer the exam.
We had to chisel it in rock.
Mike's also an adjunct professor at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, the founder of his own firm, Shed Studio, and he's the instructor for Black Spectacles online AIA ARE prep curriculum. And today, as I alluded to, I'm super excited that we have 3 very special architects who recently passed the ARE with us. So first is Charlie Klecha, who apparently has a fan club. It looks like we already have some comments coming in from some of his fans, so that's good. He's practicing at Quinn Evans in Detroit, and you may know him as the former president of the AIS. So welcome, Charlie.
Good to be here.
And secondly, we have Jennifer Rittler from Moody Nolan in Columbus. She is a graduate of Ohio State, and she received her master's from IIT here in Chicago. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hello, glad to be here.
And finally, we have Josh Mings from Landon Bone Baker in Chicago. He received his master's from Tulane, and he made a point to make sure that we mentioned that he was born in the better Columbus in Columbus, Indiana. So Josh is with us. Welcome, Josh.
Hello, glad to be here.
All right. So let's see. So my first question, we're going to go ahead and just sort of jump right in. My first question is going to be to Jennifer, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to first start talking about scheduling the exam and sort of the timing and how you purchased and scheduled the exams. But first, I'm going to launch a poll right now. We'll see how this works. And I guess the idea here, so I'm going to give this a shot. So can everyone who's tuned in, can you all let us know what your plan is for exam timing? So what we're going to do is we're going to take your feedback here, and then we'll kind of use your feedback as a part of our conversation. And with that, maybe I'll go ahead and hand it over to Jennifer. Can you talk a little bit about exam timing? How did you schedule the exams? How did you purchase them? Did you sort of schedule them all at once, once a month? How did you kind of go about it?
Sure. When approaching the ARE, I made a schedule that was both attainable and realistic for me personally and professionally. So that meant doing one exam every 2 to 4 months, depending on the time of year, if I was going to be traveling or holidays and such. So that was my, kind of general approach for the exam. In terms of purchasing the exam, I was able to be reimbursed at my previous company when passing an exam, which was it's a great thing that a firm can do for you. So I was grateful to have that opportunity. And as far as, purchasing exam materials, I was in a group of people and we would share materials. And also I would get hand-me-downs from, people who had already passed their exams. So I was able to buy them off them for like a less reduced price. So I definitely went like a more, trying to use my resources that I could find so I could get discounted materials was one of my strategies.
Everybody loves a discount. So quick question, Jennifer. In that 2 to 4 months, like let's say it was a 2-month period in between, did you find that you were sort of kind of relaxing for a month and then focusing for a month, or were you spreading the work out for the 2 months or the 4 months? Like how did it break down in that kind of process?
Sure. So a little more specifically, like through the summer, I did, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months through like up until the holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, where it took like a little bit of break there. And then, so I strategized by focusing on some of the more difficult exams towards the beginning of my schedule, in the event that if I would like fail an exam. I took the ARE 4.0 where you had to wait the 6 months to retake a test. So I went for the more difficult exams at the beginning. And then, so that was kind of like so I would schedule an exam, about 2.5 months out. And then that's when I like kind of started prepping for them like pretty intensively. And then I would take, a week or two break afterwards before I would schedule and then gear up to start studying again. So, and it kind of varied across like all 7 exams. So that's why I kind of say 2 to 4 months time for each of them.
We have a question from Jake. He's asking, did you focus on one set of study materials at a time? So did you, start with, the books, for 1 month and then go on to the flashcards, or did you kind of use them all together?
Sure. No, I would use them all together. And of course, it depends on which exam you're going for. For instance, like one of the, like the site planning exam, I was doing a lot more vignette studying and reading. And then for like PPP, it was more using flashcards and reading material. But I would vary. So I wasn't like looking at the same material every day. I kind of changed it up just to keep it fresh instead of looking at flashcards like every day for a week. I kind of switch it up just to keep it different and kind of just to keep you going, just to change it up.